let's talk the position of the guitar when you're doing fingerstyle. So first, when you're holding it, you want 3 points of contact. You want your leg, your torso, and your arm. So leg, torso, arm. Okay, that keeps it nice and stable. Your arm position is going to be generally around the bridge, depending on the size of your instrument and you and how they relate. This might vary a little bit. So you want to be around the bridge, maybe just a little bit back, and right where your elbow is, right, a little below the elbow, right here, okay? And it's going to rest right about here, okay? Hand position, you're going to, there's 2 different styles that you could do for right hand position. We're going to talk more the non-classical style. In classical guitar, you hold it like this, and it's very specific, where you don't have any fingers touching the instrument. We're talking more like folk and other styles of fingerstyle playing. So in that school of thought, you're going to rest your pinky down right below the high E string in this general area. You want to keep your pinky curved and not straight, because if you straighten your pinky, you're immediately causing tension here, and you don't want to have any tension in your playing at all. Nice and relaxed. So a nice curved pinky. The wrist right here, the palm wrist area, can rest against the bridge around the low E string, or it can float. So you can have, we good here? All right. So we can have the palm or wrist touching, or it can float depending on what style you want. So when you're playing fingerstyle, when I'm playing something like that, my pinky is down, but my wrist is up because I want some open sounds on the lower strings. But if you want more of a muted sound, you're going to put your wrist down. So that's very useful when you're doing like an alternating thumb pattern. You keep your palm and your wrist down on the bridge. If you want to open it up, you just lift your wrist off, but the hand position stays the same. Okay? There's a few errors I've seen with students over the years, so I just want to point these out so you can be aware of them so you don't do them. First is that the fingers that you're not using should be relaxed and curved and not straightened out. So if I'm doing something like this, I'm not really using these 2 fingers. So the worst thing you can do is like keep them straight, or like tuck them in like this. Because if you tuck them in, they're not really ready to go in case you need them. Another error is the thumb position in relation to the fingers. So you'll notice that my thumb is sticking out no matter what angle I'm doing. It's sticking out past the fingers. One thing I see students do quite often is they do this, okay? And this causes all sorts of problems. The main one is that when you pluck with the fingers at this angle, it does kind of a sideways sweep before the string rings out. So you want to avoid that, because if I play what I did before, let's see. You hear that scraping noise. You don't want that. So you want the thumb to stick out past the fingers so that the fingers are plucking perpendicular to the string versus almost parallel to the string. Okay. And then finally, the way your fingers pluck should be the natural movement of your hand. If you just take your hand and do this, it wants to move this way, okay? You don't want some weird, unnatural way of moving in terms of the direction that you're plucking. So going back to this, if the fingers are sticking out like this and you're plucking, you almost have to pluck across or towards the thumb, and that's more of an unnatural way to play, and it can cause tension and it can cause problems with your sound. So when you're plucking, keep the thumb sticking out from the fingers and pluck towards your palm. Okay? If you do that, I think you'll be pretty successful. So, as always, with my catchphrase, good luck.